In this week's video, what we're going to do is we're going to be jumping into everything you need to know about Pokeforce in 2026. It's been a while since I covered Pokeforce on the channel, and the last video was more of a review of what I experienced in the latest demo test they did in summer, which was really good. Definitely check that video out and have a look because I really enjoyed it and it was quite impressive to see. I was actually shocked at such early stages being such a nice demo. But without rambling on anymore, let's just jump right into the video and get amongst all the latest information. So what is Pokeforce? Pokeforce is a Pokemon MMORPG that also brings in gameplay mechanics from games such as RuneScape and Stardew Valley to make a truly unique Pokemon MMORPG. They've had several demos and luckily I got to take part in the last one, and if you want to, I have a full review of that which I'll link at the end of the video and you can check it out. There's also currently no planned release date, so if you're looking for a release date in this video, unfortunately we don't have that yet because we're still in the early stages, but they are planning to have another snapshot of the game in 2026, which is good to hear, and they have a really active Discord, so if you want to keep up to date with the latest news, which I'll link in the description, head over there. I definitely wouldn't sleep on this game. I think the development team are doing a really good job, really good community over there, really decent bunch of people, and they are super invested. They haven't even asked for any money or any help with the game. It's kind of all self-funded and on their back, which is like crazy to be fair. A lot of respect for them for doing that. But now let's jump into the game world of Pokeforce. Now, the game will be set in a reimagined version of Johto set 17 years after the Gold and Silver games, and the world will be facing a global enraged Pokemon crisis. Johto itself will be redesigned from the ground up to better fit the scale of an MMORPG and will feature new areas, storylines and environmental details. This is definitely good because it's not a prequel, it's set after. It really gives them the freedom to create and make this universe, this little MMO, their game, their story that we can follow, that feels fresh and it's a new experience, and I'm really down for this and I think it was a no-brainer to do this. It was definitely a smart choice. The Pokeforce team also plan to introduce additional regions over time with the same redesign. They bring unique environments, stories and gameplay experiences, so that's going to be fresh as well. When it comes to progression with the game world, they want to structure it so that there is a balance between open world freedom and linear progression, and they've designed it so from the beginning players will be able to take part in diverse gameplay experiences at their own pace, and the progression will feature class stories and quest storylines that will follow a more linear narrative path to help guide players through structured adventures that develop their characters. And obviously one of the most important things in an MMO is transportation. Pokemon will have several different modes of transport, from bikes to motorbikes to boats and rafts. They even plan to introduce the flying ability and limited use of the air taxi system. When it comes to the economy of the world, the Pokeforce economy will be largely player driven, with players being responsible for mining, gathering, forging, crafting and trading high tier items on their own. Drop rates, NP shop inventories and baseline item prices will be monitored and fine-tuned by the staff to keep the system balanced. There will also be player trading through casual trades or by setting up vendor mats once you have purchased a merchant bag or a merchant license. This will allow players to run their own small shop or market stalls inside specific bazaar areas and routes, as well as within some caves and dungeons. There will also be a Johto trading system which will allow players to buy and sell Pokemon items globally once it's been unlocked. As well as that, there's also going to be large seasonal events, which is pretty sick to hear, which will offer cosmetics that can only be obtained during the event or through player-to-player trading. So what about Pokemon? Well, when it comes to Pokemon, Pokeforce plans to include most of Generation 1 Pokemon, all of the Generation 2 Pokemon and some of the Generation 3 and 4 Pokemon at the beginning, and Pokemon will mostly retain their official stats and movesets. However, they will be adjusted to align with the Generation 7 rules, as this is the battle system the game is going to currently follow. The only Pokemon that won't follow this are the Enraged and Legendary Pokemon, as they'll feature modified stats and unique mechanics, so they're set apart from the rest of the Pokemon, and Legendary Pokemon can be caught but not permanently. This makes sense. It wants to feel like it's a great feat to get these Legendary Pokemon. I don't want people getting them every day and just farming them and it becoming easy. It needs to be rewarding, it needs to be challenging, and I would love to have a Legendary Pokemon, we all would, but I do feel like this is kind of a better way of doing it and it's probably more balanced. And one of the most important things when it comes to Pokemon capturing is shiny hunting for many people. For Pokeforce, the shiny encounter rate will be 1 in 20,480, however it will feature a pity system, which means after encountering 200 of the same Pokemon species, each additional encounter will decrease the shiny rate up to a total of 250, which will adjust the shiny rate to 1 in 20,230. Once a shiny has been encountered, this lower rate will reset to the original rate, and shiny Pokemon can appear in both grass encounters and overworld spawns. Overworld spawns are Pokemon you see actually walking and moving around in the open world, but they are local to each player, so no one's going to be able to claim your shiny encounter, kind of annoy you or grief you that way. There'll also be multiple shiny hunting methods within the game, including familiar techniques of swarms, horde battles, and even new methods that are going to be custom mechanics for Pokeforce. Pokeforce have already mentioned multiple gameplay systems they plan to introduce with the game, which we'll dive into now. Now, one of the first things we're going to talk about is the class system, which is a system that defines the core gameplay experience and narrative path for each player. At launch, they plan to have Trainer, the Artisan, the Ranger, the Farmhand, and the Rancher. Every class will have its own progression loop and distinct playstyle, along with its own set of story-driven quests. The Trainer class focuses on catching Pokemon, raising Pokemon, and gym challenges, whereas the Artisan class focuses on crafting, construction, and resource management to build an economic empire, or at least try. Your class decision will permanently be tied to your character you make, as they shape your character's progression and storyline. At launch, players will have access to class tutorials before actually selecting the class, so they can experience them and get to know which will best suit them. This is definitely a good choice because you're not stuck and you feel like you've wasted your time and you have to reverse. It's also good to test out and see which direction your guild's going to work if you're all playing together. It's definitely a good choice, and I like that they're doing this. They're also going to have a skill system, which the skill system is mostly inspired by RuneScape by the sounds of it. The skill system will have a wide range of gameplay mechanics, which will expand how the player experiences and actually interacts with the world. At launch, we know there's going to be 9 skills, which are fishing, mining, foraging, farming, archaeology, crafting, smithing, cooking, and construction. This system allows the players to grow the characters beyond just a typical Pokemon combat, and each skill will offer its own progression path, resources to gather, and will give players benefits to unlock. To level up a skill, you just have to use it, and you'll earn experience points from using that skill. As players level up the skills, they'll advance through tiered milestones, which will grant them bonuses, improved efficiency, and even exclusive rewards. And for those who reach max level in the skills, they'll also earn a special cosmetic to show off. So maybe we'll be getting skill capes or something along them lines, or hats or something. I think it'd be really nice to see, and we know it works in RuneScape and many other games. I think it's cool. There will also be a camping system within the game, which allows you to construct temporary bases while travelling, where you'll be able to rest, cook, craft, and interact with your team of Pokemon. Camps will come in 2 forms, campfires and campsites. Now, campfires are the most basic form of camps and act as a basic mobile rest point. At a campfire, you'll be able to light a campfire using logs and a tinderbox or a fire type Pokemon, which is actually a nice add-on there. Once you have it lit, it will also allow the players and the following Pokemon to rest up, and you'll also be able to prepare simple meals here. Campfires can be used up to 4 players at one time, so if you've got multiple people with you, this can kind of help out if you're playing with a guild or your mates, and I think it's pretty useful. Now, campsites are the most complex and useful camps within Pokeforce, and will temporarily transform rest stops into versatile field bases. When established, they will allow the player's whole team to recover a significant portion of stamina along with the player's health. They'll also include enhanced cooking setup compared to campfires, which will allow you to be able to cook complex recipes, and if the player invests additional resources, they can actually unlock optional crafting and smithing workstations, which will enable them to craft advanced items within the field. And closely tied to the camps is the need system. Now, the need system brings realism into Pokeforce, making your Pokemon something you need to care for rather than just throwing them into battle after battle. Over time, engaging in battles and exploration will tire out your Pokemon, and once this happens, you'll have to care for them by letting them rest, feeding them, and generally just caring for them. By taking care of your team, you can strengthen your relationship with Pokemon, which will improve their performance. Developers have said they don't want this system to feel tedious or restrictive, and will test and balance balance this to make sure it feels rewarding. The nude system and its effects will be disabled though when it comes to ranked PvP, which makes sense. Also be dungeons within Pokeforce, and dungeons will be self-contained areas designed to challenge parties. They'll include puzzles, equipment-based progression, trials and different kinds of bosses, and dungeon bosses will have increased stats and unique abilities and even have the chance to get a legendary Pokemon. This definitely needs to be challenging. It doesn't need something that you can rinse and repeat and do easy. It has to be kind of rewarding. You want to see people with these and go, wow, you know, they've achieved something greater here, or it was, you know, an effort or a slow process to get. Another cool thing is when it comes to HM, so like cut, strength, that type of things, fly, they will be not used in Pokeforce. It's a good call. Instead, they'll be replaced with tools, equipment and vehicles that serve the same purpose. So examples that have been given, instead of flash, you'll have a lantern, and you'll also have rafts instead of surf. To get these, you'll have to find the move tutors through the regions, and they will be unlocked through quests given by move tutors. Hopefully there's a bit going on with them quests. It's nice to see a little bit of a challenge or maybe a little bit of time sink there, but all of these things that we've heard so far are really good. Now, what I can say about the Pokeforce team is they're so passionate, man. This game, I think, has been slept on. A lot of people like myself, I'm not that keen on Pokemon MMO. I have played it. It's not for me. I feel like it's been going too long and there's just multiple other reasons. This game has a real opportunity to be one of the biggest Pokemon MMOs that's been. That's my honest opinion. You can say I'm wrong, but I genuinely do feel it. And the communication within the Discords and the effort they're putting in is just so good. So I really do think if you are interested in this and you want to see it come to fruition, get in that Discord, give your feedback, play the summer test, just get involved, you know what I mean? And maybe leave a comment down below if you want to know anything more about the video. What are your thoughts on it? Do you like the idea of this style of game and the mixing, the kind of crafting? And on another note, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button and give the video a share. It really does help me out. I've been going at this channel for many years now, and unfortunately one of the games we're having a lot of fun on shut down, New World, so I've had to remove that. We know how Ashes is going, so I am looking to keep variety content, but I would like to find games to have a playthrough series and do some good repeated content. I think this is definitely one that we could feature and have a lot of fun with. And even if you're not interested in that, just a game to play, the fact that it's going to be on mobile too really opens up the player base. So definitely head over there and I'll leave all the details below, but I'll jump right back into something you guys know I'm really interested in. I love PvX and I love PvE, but PvP is close to my heart and I absolutely love it in all games, and that is the next section we're going to be jumping into. So Pokeforce is obviously going to feature PvP and will feature multiple ways to battle competitively, each designed for different playstyles. You're going to have ranked PvP, which will be primarily a competitive ladder system where players will rise and fall in the rank by gaining or losing points depending on whether they win or lose. To avoid splitting the player base, Pokeforce will only support overused and random battles, and this mode will be accessible from anywhere within the world. There will also be automated tournaments which will run daily and will use single elimination bracket structure. The automated tournaments will have rotating formats which will include monotype, little cup and underused. This mode will be accessible from the tournament halls. There will also be a wilderness area. Yes, you've heard that, a wilderness area. Sounds really awesome, and I would have loved it in RuneScape. So yeah, obviously it's going to be like in RuneScape. It's going to be set in a PvPvE zone and will contain a wide variety of rare materials and valuable resources. This is going to be a high risk zone featuring open world PvP, enraged Pokemon and environmental challenges, but also highly rewarding. And the wilderness area will also allow secret bases, which are temporarily shelters designed to provide safety and utility within the wilderness. What I would really like them to expand out on is, maybe I'm just kind of grasping at straw and it's just not going to happen, maybe it's too much, but in an area I would love to see some type of gym where you could take over, or a territory or a zone that a player could take over and control, so kind of guilds and people are fighting over this, and it kind of adds law and conflict, maybe in the wilderness zone or somewhere else, and it kind of has replayability. I'm not sure how they do it or what they could implement, but I think that would really be good for replayability and engagement, and just for the PvP scene to be battling over that and kind of getting your name out there, maybe some reward system or some challenge. Maybe they've already said they won't do that, maybe they've said they have, maybe I've missed that. If you have, let me know know down below, but that would be really cool, and I'd like to see more of these guild type things. I'm pretty sure the guild system won't be in at launch, but when they add the guild system in, you want that guild play. You want to be fighting other guilds, you want to be battling and guild wars and these type of things. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but I think it has good potential and a lot of promise, and even with the PvP systems in play now, it is really sick. So yeah, so this is currently everything we know about the Pokeforce MMO. I highly recommend that if this is a game you're interested in, go and join the Discord, as they'll update it a lot, and they do update it a lot. If you haven't already, go check out my review of the last demo and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any future Pokeforce videos, and there's going to be a lot of them for sure. Give the video a like if you found it helpful, and I do plan on getting more playthroughs on this channel. And let me know in the comment sections down below, which systems are you most looking forward to? Do you like the vibe? Is there anything you think they could add in that's simple that maybe they've missed because there's so much going on? And as always, I really do appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.